Okay, talking about the club you went to back in the day. Man, so many of these things in these places, sadly, are not around. I guess that's just kind of the club life, right? You open up a place, and it's cool for a couple years, and then you got to close it up.
Same thing with, restaurants, bars. We're trendy. We're fickle. We like the new hot thing.
Yeah. So,
Space has been around for a minute, though.
It has, yeah. You know what? Deauville, she said, yeah, that's where I met my husband, and we've been married 20 years.
Wow.
I didn't realize Space has been around that long.
Yeah, Space is actually defying the odds.
Yeah, it is really crazy. But, they just reopened, and they close it down. They do refurbishments.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so it was just a couple weeks ago they reopened. Get some interesting places here that people are dropping. Tell me if you remember any of these. A Monkey Club.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, which was then Dr. Feelgoods and now Clematis Social.
We spent a lot of time in the Monkey Club.
Oh, yeah. I was there every Saturday night for like my first 5 years here.
I remember being on the curb of Monkey Club, and I was like, oh my gosh, everything's spinning.
I remember showing up at Monkey Club for a costume party, and I didn't know Virginia was going to be the same thing. We were both dressed as nuns.
Yeah, right, yeah.
We were two nuns.
Was I pregnant?
You were. That's why you were a nun.
I was pregnant,
and I was fat. And we both talked about costumes that were good for when you had a little punch to yourself.
When you feel fat, nun is excellent.
It really is.
If you're feeling fat, go nun.
Covers a lot.
Cow's not bad either.
Cow is good. Ghost.
Ghost is another one if you got some pounds.
I was a ghost one year when I was fat. I loved it.
Is anybody texting in flirts?
Getting a few for flirts.
That was where it was at for a while around here.
That was off of Okeechobee, wasn't it?
It sure was.
And almost like an industrial type.
Yeah, it wasn't in the
area?
best spot. It was.
Yeah, because I think it was either on its way out or closed by the time I got here 25 years ago.
They used to do a thing, and I think back on it now, how gross it was. They would have those foam parties where everyone on the dance floor, they'd put all this foam there, but it would kind of melt a little bit, so there was kind of, you just had all this liquid around everybody.
And then it got dirty.
Yeah, it got
and then
dirty.
It would have like dirt in the foam.
Yeah, everyone's going to the bathroom, coming back into the foam, and I think now I go, how gross that was.
We've aged out of foam.
Foam parties, I don't know if they're that hip anymore.
No, probably not the right call. But some of these are just absolutely going to take you back. Got to mention for Club Safari.
Oh, yeah.
They just recently did a little anniversary.
They did. They did the 12th year anniversary of since when it closed. And they brought back a lot of the same employees, bartenders. I know the DJ is our friend, Mike, because he is the one that every year does Stars Ball for us.
Is it the same spot?
Yeah.
Wow.
They did it in the same spot.
Gosh, I lost one of my favorite shoes in that club.
They might still be there.
Yeah.
Never to be found again.
Wow.
You need to go and look for your shoe.
Would that be something if it was still there? I think I left it on a
I think you
stage.
kicked it
I
up
don't know.
and it went into the rafters. Because remember, they used to have like a plane.
Yeah.
It was like a safari plane that had crashed in the safari. And I think you kicked your shoe up into the plane.
Who knows? It's there somewhere.
A lot of great places from back in the day in Fort Lauderdale. Confetti's, Tracy had said. You've got the Playpen. You've got Baja Beach Club. Greg had said that. I remember going to Baja Beach Club, and they would always take the big stack of napkins and throw it up in the air. That was one of the things they would always do there at Baja Beach Club. And I just thought to myself, I'm like, that's just so wasteful.
You weren't drunk enough.
Napkins are expensive.
I was so disgusted. I'm like, that's no. Just no. Beth had said the Agora Room, Candy Store, the Tree House, taking you back to some of those places. Have you ever heard of the Cruzan Liquor Stand?
Yes.
That's where Shelby and Jupiter used to go. That was the place in West Palm Beach. It's now where Twin Peaks is.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I think that's where it was. Yeah, Cruzan Liquor Stand was a big place. Club Boca. Do you remember Club Boca?
I do remember Club Boca. That was very popular back in the, I'd say, mid-90s.
It
Was it
was,
fancy?
yeah.
I can't really
no.
remember it. No, I don't think it was.
I think it was in a
fancy.
hotel, if I remember right. I remember a couple sad nights there, and never went well.
Sad.
Oh,
It
sad,
was.
sad nights at a club are heartbreaking.
Oh, tough.
For a dude.
Yeah. The Dragon Lounge is another one Joanna's dropping. Ashley said, I used to go to a place called 88 Keys.
Oh, yeah, that was in Jupiter. That's where they had the dueling pianos.
Yeah, like a little piano bar. I remember that. I went there a couple times.
That place was always so wickedly popular, and I don't know what happened. I don't know why it went away, but every weekend, Friday and Saturday night, that place would be packed.
And remember, then they had the other one, Hugh Jorgens.
That was in Delray.
Yeah,
I do
that was the
remember
piano
that.
bar too that we used to go to, but that kind of went away too. I think the piano bar had its shelf life.
It did, but I think maybe Howl at the Moon is coming back at Beach Place in Lauderdale. So because they had one there too, and I think yeah, it might be a cyclical kind of thing.
Yeah.
You go and you're like, this is the best thing ever, and you go 2 more times, like, I'm kind of over it.
That would be the knock, I think, if they had more material to constantly. And sometimes they would do, covers on the spot as well.
Right, but it's kind of the same.
It is.
Yeah, and so you go like once every 5 years, and then you scratch your itch. And
That's where
you're good.
That's where you went to get some action. 88 Keys. That's where. That's where
Yeah.
the single people went. a lot of
88
time.
Keys, catch that disease.
Yeah. Do you remember a place called Spanky's?
Yes, that was right by the train tracks off
Yep.
Clematis.
It was 500 block right there. Now it's just a little dog park. They knocked it down.
They would have those paintings, those murals on the side of it.
Yeah, that was a cool little place. More of a rock bar. Some of the other ones people were dropping, Cafe Iguana at Beach Place. I went there back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was like around the 2000. The Edge in Fort Lauderdale, Chrissy had said. The Chili Pepper, Lori said.
Remember Gatsby's?
Yeah.
That was a great place.
That
Gatsby's
place.
was awesome.
It was.
That went off. Fun Zone, a lot of people were saying. And the Coco Plum Plaza, I think that's in West Palm Beach, if you remember that. 007 in Stewart is where Jan went. And Babsy went to Mojo Room in Port St. Lucie.
Oh, at station number 1, they would always send me to this bar called Wild Coyote. Then it turned into like Coyote Wild, and then it was. I don't think you guys ever had to go up there. You guys pulled rank and said we're not going up there. Get up there, newbie.
Wild Coyote.
Yeah, I would. Yes, and that same place would turn into 11 different bars up there in Stewart.
Okay.
But I was up there for many years.
Yeah.
You're kind of the wild coyote of our little group, though, so I think it fits.
Enigma, somebody said, and Sherry used to go to Joey's on Singer Island.
Oh yeah, Singer Island had some places too. Portofino's was a big place
I remember Portofino's.
from the 70s.
Yeah,
I think.
Right.
I think that was around when I even knew you guys.
It was, yeah. It was, when I was here, Portofino's was a hot spot still. And somebody said La Bear in Palm Beach was always great for people watching, especially when the Kennedys would show up. How about that?
Bear.
It was a male strip club.
Oh, that's right.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yes, La Bear. Yeah.
Oh, that's
I went over
right.
there a couple times.
We did?
I don't remember if I was with you.
La Bear. I feel like I would remember that.
Yeah, it was a gay friend of mine came in from KC, and we
You're
went
going
over
on gay
there.
dates without me?
Yeah, I did.
Damn.
Yeah, back in the day. That was that young Kev that's now dead.
He's dead too?
Mudslide Kev.
Mudslide dead is dead with gay Kev?
Yeah, mudslides and gay bars, which actually it sounds like a mudslide would go with a gay bar, doesn't it?
I loved those mudslides, but you can only have one.
Okay.
They packed a lot of
They
calories.
pack a lot of calories.
That's when I stopped. I read the ingredients and I looked at how many calories. I was like, oh my gosh.
What am I doing?
I don't even know how you could even catch a buzz with something like that.
It
You
was-
couldn't. It was a dessert.
Yeah, it was. It's pretty crazy. All right, well, if you want to sound off and reminisce some of the great nightclubs that have been through South Florida back in the day, just go either to our Facebook or to our Instagram, and you can sound off right there.
This is how we do. It's the KBJ Show.